What's that word, y'all? What's that word? Trying to get myself all set up right here. Alright. Alright. Just waiting for a little minute. Y'all know the rules. Wipe your feet off before you walk in. Make sure you're sitting on a good part of the couch. Don't be sitting on, you know what I'm saying? Sit on the plastic. I won't have to kick nobody out, man. I was gonna play a little video or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like I did with the last one, but you know, I can just kind of go off the top. I don't need to react to the video or nothing. I had to use my other phone and all that because my screen keep going in and out. I don't want it to happen while I'm going. Sorry about that. Y'all bear with me. Hope y'all ain't getting motion sickness. Just trying to make sure Bluetooth is off. Don't want no echoes, none of all that. No technical difficulties. Alright. I'm gonna start going at the 2-minute mark. You know, and this is, you know, this, what I'm talking about, you know, it may not seem important to some or, you know, important at the moment, but it is very important because, like always, we got to start looking down the line. All right, my screen keep blacking out on this thing, man. This phone's tweaking. Time to get a new one. Damn it. Anyway. Come on, man. Anyway, happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. All right, I ain't gonna be able to look at nothing on this other phone. All right, so, you know, I went bowling with the family yesterday, man. And, you know, I was just looking around at everybody enjoying themselves. And y'all know how I love to reference movies. You know, it helped me make things make sense because it's something everybody can relate to. But as I'm looking, you know, around at all the families playing, I started having one of those surreal kind of like out of body moments, like that scene from Terminator 2 when she had that dream sequence. You know what I'm saying? I know it gave everybody chills. If you seen Terminator 2, y'all know what I'm talking about. When she had the dream and she was in the playground and everything, playing with the kid, and then another version of herself was, you know, the militant side was banging on the gate, looking at her, you know, she was a waitress or something playing with her son, and she's like, no, get out of here, you know, and all that. And then the big nuclear explosion hit, wipe everything out. That's kind of the feeling I had when I was at that bowling alley. Like, man, you know, we got it so good. It could be a lot worse than, you know, it could be like a lot of other places are right now. And, you know, just something as simple as, you know, families together bowling, having fun, you know, and all that being taken away in some form or fashion. Not necessarily nuclear blast, but, you know, the nation be in a position to where things like that are, you just can't afford to do it anymore. And that bothers me. So I was watching Valuetainment. It's a pretty good channel that I like. I can't remember the guy's name, but you know, he be hitting on a lot of topics, be having some really good guests on. And if y'all look at my community posts, you know, I put it up there, you know, about recruiting numbers. We need volunteers. All right. Ever since, you know, we went to all volunteer military, it's been a lot better for the military itself and for the nation. You know, when people was getting drafted, you know, yeah, I mean, people were drafted in World War I, people were drafted in World War II, you know, but these are wars that people felt were necessary to get into. You know, you got the Korean War, things like that. And then let's fast forward to Vietnam. You know, things were a lot more political. It was the first war that was televised. You know, pretty much, you know, you're getting reports from the ground. And so people saw that ugly side. It wasn't just the cool propaganda with cartoons and stuff and your intermissions at the theaters and everything. And everybody's like, hip, hip, hooray, you know, 4th of July, USA, go, USA. You know, people saw the ugliness of it and the atrocities and things. People became more political. They didn't want to, you know, they burned their draft cards, run to Canada, do all kinds of things, you know what I mean? And it really, you know, it really shook things up. Put a bad taste in people's mouth about the military, the government, wars, period. You know, then, you know, our next engagement with an all volunteer military, of course, was Gulf War. And for a lot of people, it righted a lot of wrongs, you know what I mean? You know, we did it right. Anybody ever seen the movie Jarhead at the end when they were on a bus and that Vietnam vet got on there, you know, and he was just like, you know, hoorah means, you know, you did it right. You know, you did it clean. Y'all give me a second. Got to get my food. So y'all excuse me. I forgot my food was coming. Because I had it scheduled for 8:45, and you know, I mean, the light's not. Oh, that's because I just opened the door. It's gonna go out. Yeah. Because I need to talk longer than I did. Y'all wanna hang around here? Oh. Alright. Let me know when y'all get home. Love you. Alright, love you too. All right, sorry about that. Speaking of family, they just came and brought me some food up, man. Sorry I had to do that. I forgot they was, you know, I forgot I even asked them to bring me something up here, man. I didn't want to cut the live off for that, so we good. All right, let's get back to it. So, you know, best thing I could think about is, you know, let's think about the people who built the roads. You know what I'm saying? Our infrastructure. Y'all see how it's suffering now. You know, the piping system, you know, you got to do it piecemeal, bit by bit. You know, you see a lot of people working on highways, trying to keep the roads smooth and things, you know. But you got to think back when it's first, when it was first built, okay? When everything, when the pipes was laid and our water systems, sewage systems, and, you know, our power grids, our roads, you know, buildings and things like that. You know, do you think that they were thinking, you know, hey, what's going to be the state of our infrastructure 70 years from now? You know what I'm saying? They enjoying it then, and it's working well. It's worked well for decades, you know what I mean? But eventually it was going to start breaking down and causing problems, you know, and then you have issues like you had in Flint, or having Flint, you know, with the bad water, you know, just bad piping and lead and asbestos and all these different things, you know, or just things falling into disrepair, you know what I mean? You know, your bridge is collapsing now and things, but back then, you know, the lifespan of these things was so long that nobody really thought about it. If, you know, it was somebody else's problem. Now it's our problem. You know, it was going to fall on somebody's shoulders, on some generation's shoulders, and it ended up being us. You see what I'm saying? And now we got to try to fix it and, you know, replace this, you know, replace the steel or iron with the PVC and all these different things. And, what the hell? Damn, what do clothes mean? I hate that. How do this be blowing me, bro? People so desperate for weed. It's like you roll up, you see the sign say close. All the, hey, what's going on, porn star JR? You know, the damn rolling thing, the gate down. I got cones up, you know what I'm saying, blocking the entrance. And these people still pull up and stop and stare for 10 minutes thinking that they're going to get in some kind of way. Like we still over. I'm like, how many more indicators do a person need? Some people don't need to be smoking weed because it just make them too damn stupid to even attempt to try to drive around the cones that I put in place that simply that clearly indicates we're closed, don't try to enter. They still start trying to turn up in here. Ignorant, man. Anyway, let me get back on my topic, man. So, we talking about, you know, the infrastructure. Sparks Visual, what's up, man? I couldn't put this live off again. I see Hood just went live and everything, but I put it off last night. I didn't want to put it off again, so trying to do it as early as possible. So, now, you know, a lot of our infrastructure is falling in disrepair. You know, I'm sure back then they wasn't worried about it. They was, oh, this will last decades. not their problem. Now it's our problem. You know what I mean? Let's apply that same kind of thinking to the military. You know, we all looking at it like, well, well, hey, I'm too old to join, or I ain't joining, or, somebody gonna join or whatever, but we can't always count on that. You know what I mean? And now here we are. The socio-political climate is all jacked up. You got more kids, the ones that are military age, hating America versus appreciating it. You know what I'm saying? You even got to love it, but appreciate what we have. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a good thing. Regardless of all the, gripes and everything people have about this nation, people could, people ain't rioting and stuff in other countries because their countries are so great either. Obviously, they got problems too. We ain't burning it down. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the George Floyd thing. So, we have to worry about, we need volunteers. We need our troops, When I was getting in, when I first joined, it was a lot of people that I learned things from, but eventually they retired. And then you had the next batch coming in, and then I was teaching them. You know what I'm saying? Eventually I got out. That's how it goes, but we got to keep it replenished. But how you going to refill the ranks? And I put this on my post in my community page or whatever. And it was saying that, recruitment is down because, for one, kids are failing the drug test. A lot of people on drugs, all right? They're out of shape, you know what I mean? Obesity has always been a problem. Thanks, babe. Obesity and things like that has always been a problem, all right? And then, thirdly, you got these, malcontents, you know what I'm saying? They're pissed off at America. They don't even have a reason to be pissed off, you know what I'm saying? Most of them still, half of them probably trust fund babies. They all anti-America. You expect them to suit up? You expect them to volunteer? You know what I mean? This is all volunteer. We rely on volunteers to join. You got selective service and things like that, where in the event of, you can be drafted. It's just like a draft. They don't call it a draft. They call it selective service. Well, once you reach 18, you know what I'm saying, you already entered into that. It's worth 8 years. I ain't got to worry about a draft. I did 18, you know what I'm saying, total. 5 years reserved, 13 full-time active or whatever. So my selective service time is already served. I don't have to worry about that. In the event of some kind of conflict, some kind of world war or something like that, where they have to start drafting people, you got to think of the mental state of those who would, be able to be drafted. Out of shape, malcontent, on drugs, And if it gets bad enough, might have to put them on the line any damn way. You really want that defending your nation, And it was just simply going bowling with my family yesterday that made me look around and take it all in. And like these simple things like this, we enjoy. And I'm going to put this out here. Anybody that's been in the military, I know you felt awkward when you heard this. Somebody comes up and says, "Thank you for your service." And you be like, "Oh man." You don't know how to respond to that, because we looking at it like, hey, we just doing our job. We get up every day, we go in, we put in our 8 hours or whatever, and we go home. We just wearing a uniform. But for those who haven't served in the military, it's something special. When you think that those who serve in the military only represent 1% of the population, you know what I mean? And that's 1% of all volunteers. That's strong. That's powerful as hell. That's no conscription, no draft, no nothing. All right. So I never got it until I became a civilian, the whole thank you for your service, because it's like, yeah, you give up a whole lot. And we got this generation now who feel like they don't need to give up nothing, that everybody owes them, And I seen those types when I was in, they come in the military, talking about where they from. I'm from this block. I'm from this gang. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Ain't nobody finna tell me what to do. I'm like, bro, you in the military where there's a structure, a rank structure, a hierarchy. You follow orders, you know what I'm saying? Or you face the consequences. And these are the kind of people that are joining these ranks, and we can't afford that, because you lose your nation. When I was in the military, I didn't even bother voting, because they'd be like, why, what, I'm like, hell, my boss is y'all president. Whatever he say goes. My vote don't matter at this point. I gave up that right. Everybody who served gave up that right. It's not a democracy in the military. You know, you can still vote and all, but I ain't even bother. You know, they talking about, you know, what about this foreign policy and this foreign policy? Hey man, if you're in the military, you are the foreign policy, because you could do all the sanctions and everything. If you don't have nothing to back it up, you can relate that to the streets. You know, you can be in this gang or whatever, you know, have this block. Yeah, strong-minded individuals. You know, you could claim this block and all this stuff, right? You know, and y'all out there. But if you got no shooters, no arms, you know, armed individuals that's ready to, you know, take that extra step, you know, and make that ultimate sacrifice, if you will, for that block or whatever, everybody's just gonna roll all over you. You know, y'all can throw the best parties and all that stuff and politic and everything, but somebody gonna always challenge you. You know, and if you don't have any warriors, you know, no soldiers, you lose. You're gonna lose your territory, you're gonna lose your plug, your pipeline, all that stuff. Same thing for our military. If we don't have people volunteer and capable people, you know what I'm saying, sober-minded people, like she said, like porn star JR said, strong-minded individuals, we in trouble. Because other nations have been looking at us at the top for so long, and they want to be there. They want what we have. Okay, they want to be the world's reserve currency. They want to be the world's police, so it can benefit their nation, not us, their nation. All this globalization, everybody get along stuff, hell no. It's still the same old world thinking. One nation wants to dominate and be the world power. And right now, they're all chomping at the bits. You know what I'm saying? Been chomping at the bit. But, you know, when you have a weak president, it's even worse, you know, because they literally are laughing at us. But the only reason why no one, outside of the fact that, you know, geographically we're lucky, we got 2 oceans in between us, you know what I mean? So they got to try to come through the northern or southern border. So, you know, the whole invasion thing and all that, that's really a small thing to worry about, you know, but we're all over the planet, you know what I'm saying? What was the quote? I think it was Kennedy said it, you know, in a time of war, whatever, the first question that I'm paraphrasing here, the first question the president asks is, where's the nearest aircraft carrier? You know what I mean? Our Navy, our Army, Marines, Coast Guard, Air Force, all that, you know, but Coast Guard too, but you know, our arm, you know, as far as Air Force, Navy, Marine, and Army, Marines the only ones that met their quota. You know, and they're the smallest branch of all, you know what I mean? Still need soldiers, still need airmen, still need sailors, you know, and not filled with a bunch of, you know, everybody owes me, wham. I got a degree. You can't tell me what to do. And it's like, bro, if you got a degree in gender studies, nobody cares. That ain't helping nobody, you know, just like that Candace Owens video that I played a couple of days back on the other live, you know. When she was saying, you know, yeah, the kids, they haven't learned anything. They're being taught to be woke and all these, you know. You have more people trying to be recognized for their, you know, their LGBTQ status versus, you know, setting their individualism aside and becoming part of a team. You are not yourself. This is true. When you're in the military, you're yourself, but you're not yourself. Your ass belongs to Uncle Sam, okay? There ain't no democracy no more. You wearing that uniform, you got to cut your hair, you got to take your earrings out, you got to follow orders. It's structure, you know, something that a lot of people need. I'm of the mind like Israel. Everybody, you know, Israel is a smaller country, you know what I'm saying? And you see they surrounded by enemies all around, all right? Well, their citizens are required to do, you know, get military training and do, I think, maybe a minimum of 2 years in the reserves, you know? So you'll see people in regular clothes, they got a damn M4, you know, slung across their back, you know what I mean? Men and women walking hand in hand with an M4 strapped across their back because they got to be ready to defend the nation. Here, it's all volunteer. You got other people that are volunteer and give up their rights and give up their individuality to join and serve, okay? So everybody else don't have to. Now I understand why they say, thank you for your service. It's not something that everybody can do. It's not for everybody. That's not something to, you know, make your ego boost up or think you special or anything like that. It just is. You represent, you know, as a service member or a veteran, You represent 1% of the population who chose to do this, So salute to all of us for that. If that stops, what do you think's going to happen? You will start getting drafted if it's truly needed. And if that happens, that means we're in trouble wherever that conflict may be. And we can't afford to have that. All right. Now, let me see. I don't want to lose my train of thought. What's going on, NC? You can't, this attitude. Like I said, the health and the drugs is one thing, but the attitude is what scares me the most. They don't care about. They're being indoctrinated to hate America within its borders. Americans hating America. They won't go to another nation. All right. They won't go to another nation and pull to some of this stuff. And I wish they could be taken to other countries to see just how good they have it here. And that what we have, although imperfect, is worth defending, because there's nowhere else to go. Black folks love to be, I'll go back to Africa. It'd be like, bro, you know how many problems they have in Africa? Africa is a beautiful continent. Don't get me wrong. But you'll have to adjust your whole way of life. And it ain't necessarily being welcomed with open arms. You know what I'm saying? The way we operate and the way we can do things here, it ain't like that in other nations, man. We got it good, and I need to press that. I need to keep pressing that point home that we have it so good here. Forget all the individual, and this is why I don't like these special interest groups. You know what I'm saying? Your Black Lives Matters and all these, you got too many groups all trying to, they're narcissistic as hell, trying to get presidents and everybody to just pay attention to their one or two issues, off in their little corner of the country as if they're the only ones that matter, and they make a whole lot of noise, make a whole lot of ruckus because everybody's not just paying attention to them. They did the same thing with Obama. Black folks thought Obama, I think I'm repeating myself, but it's relevant to this, so I say it again. Black folks thought Obama was just gonna come out. What they thought Obama was just gonna come out and say, I'm only gonna do stuff for black people. He president of the United States, not the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Not just the black people in the United States. I don't get why people still be trying to act like he's supposed to, what up, Judah? You know what I'm saying? Try to act like he's supposed to just focus on black people only, create a reverse Jim Crow so black people can benefit. It's not gonna work like that, and thinking that, you get loud and think you can make noise and threaten to riot and break up, nobody's scared of that. And if you're that brave, suit up. I remember being overseas, man, and going, as we walking by, I see the locals, the women, this is in Spain, and they sitting there with their guys or whatever. Bro, they got up and just left them where they were and came with us, man. I felt so bad for them dudes, and I looked at them, man. They just looked at the ground, just like walked away, like, hey, Americans here, because what did they see? They saw a symbol, a strength. They saw power. You know what I'm saying? Not just, let's go kick it with them and have a good time. That was part of it too. But it was like, man, they must have felt so weak. Now, put yourself in a position, you here and you got UN troops, from China or somewhere or whatever, patrolling the streets, you know what I mean? And then, y'all people start running towards them and want to kick it with them, you know what I mean? I'm 43. I'll be 44 in September. They come up and they out. You know what I'm saying? How would that make you feel? It's like, well, you lost your nation. Somebody else is patrolling and running it now. I mean, even if you just do 4 years, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to come off like a recruiter, but we do need our troops. We need volunteers, man. You do not want to know I don't know what it looks like to lose. I don't want to know what that looks like. I don't want it to happen in my lifetime or nobody else's lifetime. We all know that eventually, America's going to fall. It's scheduled to. It's slated. Dad's 1 year older than me. Wow. Okay. It get like that, man. And this is what we're facing, and again, it was one of them things that I didn't worry about, Oh man, we got a population of over 300 million. We somebody gonna join, and yes, people will join, but you got to think it's gonna be less and less people. You know what I mean? And then, how we handled ourselves over in the Middle East, over this, with the war on terror and everything, and kids are smarter and stuff, they political minded. And so, it's just asking, what for? What am I fighting for? I even asked the same question, like, yeah, it was all for nothing. Nobody wants to just throw themselves away for that. So I'm not necessarily knocking people who don't join. There's, some good reasons why people won't join, but we got to. Somebody got to do it, man. Or it's over for us. If we have nothing to back up our words, what I'm saying? You don't have guns for your butter, then you're screwed. Might as well just pack it in, what I'm saying? Everywhere you see an American flag, take it down and get ready to replace it for whatever nation or, United Nations, whatever it is, what I'm saying? And put it, and then you'll see the American flag under that one. That may sound like nothing now. People just, forget it. But it's another thing when you see it up close, when you see your nation or the symbol of your nation get reduced to a lower status. You know what I mean? It's going to hit different. It will hit different. Real different. You know what I mean? So we need people to join, man. Healthy people. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got to be freaking Captain America. Just somebody with the grit and some heart, man. That's willing to fight, bro. That's the reason why we have the influence that we have, because we got a strong military. And yeah, you might hear in the news, China's buffing up this and North Korea this and Iran this and all this stuff like that. Ain't nobody really can take us on right now. You know what I'm saying? Except for like maybe Germany and, other nations that we're allied with, like in NATO or something like that. But even then, you know what I'm saying? Our military is battle tested. You know what I'm saying? We've been at war for over 2 decades, going on 3, in some form or fashion, whether it's a full declared war or a small conflict or some intervention, anything like that. We're battle tested, and our Navy is still the most powerful. We still have the most carriers and things like that. So, I think next under us is the UK. They got a couple of carriers, so everybody else is relying on us too. They're starting to resent that, that's why they're moving away from it. Eventually somebody's gonna make their move. We don't have people replenishing our ranks, then we got nothing, and it's just like with our infrastructure and the bridges and all that concrete and all the pipes and all that stuff is breaking down. It was nice and pristine when it was first done, and nobody was thinking down the line like now, of damn, eventually it's gonna corrode, the stuff is gonna go bad, it's gonna affect it. Nobody was thinking about that. That's why, in the same way, nobody's thinking about our military. So now I'm saying it, to all the before us and currently, thank you for your service. It's that important. It's to maintain what we have, and you might think of it as, this conflict, this is happening all the way overseas. What that got to do with me? Probably nothing. More than likely, absolutely nothing for you personally. This is about the nation. People got to stop thinking about themselves in relation to the rest of the world. You're not that big. You're not that important. Sorry. You know what I mean? Everybody matters at this, all life matters. You was going on vacation until I noticed how hot it was. So what do you mean hot? Like it like dangerous hot, or you talking about like heat, like weather? Why would you cancel your vacation, man? Take it. If you got a chance to take a vacation, and take it, man. You can adjust. There's ways to adjust. Even if you got to get a damn cold towel and put it around your neck or something like that, it don't matter, man. You got to enjoy yourself, whenever you can. Was that Osaru? But that's 115 degrees. Hey, man, you can deal with it. I was living in 135, 140 degrees over in the Middle East, man. You can handle 115, man. Keyword is vacation. Not everybody gets that all the time, man. So take advantage, bro. You shouldn't have canceled it. Or, you canceled it already. Find something else to vacation, you know what I'm saying? Even if a small vacation is local, it don't matter. Just something outside of your, where you at. You know what I mean? It's necessary. Good for the mind. But it can't be, this can't be ignored no more. And the way they put it on the news, it just sounds like, all right, well, recruiting's low. But again, I'm thinking down the line. They're just as important to our infrastructure as, pipes and concrete is to our infrastructure. You know what I mean? The weaker we begin to look, y'all know how it works. More people are going to start doing bolder things. It may not necessarily result in some kind of invasion, Red Dawn type stuff. You're going to have a heat stroke. Hey, yeah, that is possible. You don't want to do that. Yeah, hit them likes. You know what I'm saying? Share this, like, subscribe, share this live, man. If y'all want to support the channel or nothing like that, I'm not, fishing for money. I don't always put it up, but, $ chemistry, that's with a K, KHEMISTRY 11. You know what I'm saying? That's my cash app. Y'all want to donate. If you don't, ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? I figured, hell, everybody else put their cash app up. Why not? You know what I mean? But, that's, yeah, we need volunteers, man. Forget the politics. There's always going to be something political that you don't agree with. I didn't agree with everything politically, but I understood, once you get over there, and I think I've said this before, man, you see that machine and how it works, man. How it works when you see all the oil refineries, man, all the what do you call it, the oil rigs and everything, man. Osaru. Oh yeah, I try to get people's name right, man. I like etymology, man. It's just like breaking the name down and learning it, or how to pronounce it right, especially if it's something hard, boy. People be impressed. I like to be that one person that got it right out of the last 25 people that said their name. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what this is, man. And then how are I'm good, man. I'm enjoying life, man. I can't let none of this stuff break me down, bro. Like somebody said, some strong-minded, man. You gotta have a strong mind. We can't afford to break down like we do, and that's the thing. We got a lot of very smart, but because of this wokeness, and this is why the comedy that we enjoyed before all this wokeness came about, and all the teasing and things that we go through, these are things that built character, man. It helps you develop that thick skin. Now everybody needs a safe space now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's getting protested out of something, out of having an opinion that differs. It's like nobody's built for anything hard. As soon as something get hard, somebody want to go delete themselves now. You know what I'm saying? Or just, have to be on antipsychotics and antidepressants and everything. These ain't the type of people you want with a rucksack and a rifle. They might mess around and off themselves or off somebody next to them, snap out, because they heard a naughty joke and it made them feel unsafe. They need a safe space. Ain't no safe space you better get your ass in that foxhole. You know what I mean? And prepare to fight. To hell with your politics. When that first bullet go past your head, all that goes out the window, like dude said on Black Hawk Down. For sure. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't a good look, man. It's not looking good at all, bro. I can't stress it enough, man. And it's hard to advocate for it because yes, we seen, especially that withdrawal from Afghanistan, that was a disaster, man. That looked like Saigon all over again, bro. It looked like we were just running about it. The Taliban coming. You know what I'm saying? People still losing their lives, and it just made us look so weak. I mean, Iraq was whole nother story. We lost credibility. We lost the respect factor, some of it. We lost the fear factor. Nobody fears us. Fear, whatever, but, respect is, even more important. And, we're not getting that, And our president is being laughed at like, the joke he is, unfortunately. I hate that he's in office. It should have been the other way. And a lot of stuff wouldn't have been happening. Somebody gonna try us, you know what I mean? That's you gotta expect that. Somebody gonna try us. Everybody's want the top spot. Everything that the military does is to maintain that spot. Can I talk British? No, my daughter's really good with that accent. I tend to lean more toward Aussie, when I try to talk with a little accent like this, it sounds more, more Australian. Bloody hell! I try to do a little accent, and it doesn't work out. It's terrible. I don't know. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. But we definitely better get this right. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be probably doing another upload here in a little bit too for something I came about. I'm gonna post a video about it. I'm gonna post a little video because this is actually it's related to a video I just spoke of. The when the lights go out. You know what I mean? Him won't start laughing at me. Why'd you ask if I could talk British anyway? Did I say something that sounded kind of British when I was speaking? May I have some spaghetti? And please, hot sauce. You Americans, you love your hot sauce. They probably got a different name for spaghetti over there, They probably call it, something noodle or something. I don't know, something crazy, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, we need our volunteers, man. I ain't gonna, go try to go no hour or nothing like that, man. We can't, we need people to serve, man. We gotta have a country to gripe about. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. We need to maintain what we have, because if we fall, you got no government or anything, who you gonna complain to? It's the same thing when people be talking about the nuclear war and stuff. It's people so quick to say, all you gotta do is push a button and turn it into a parking lot. What you gonna, yeah, you're gonna turn a nation into a parking lot and all its resources. You know what I'm saying? If everybody does that, we gonna rule over a bunch of charred remains. You know what I mean? What's that a rule? I hate to use that word rule, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? So forget all the parking lot talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody using no nukes. I wish every nation got rid of their damn nukes, but it ain't gonna happen. That's just wishful thinking. So we don't need to be reducing our stockpile while everybody else trying to get it. And like I said, all they gotta do is get it right once. We gotta be right every single time. All you need is that one rogue person, not even a representative for the government with that suitcase nuke. You know what I mean? And then, let's get past the nuke stuff. Just another attack. If we have another 9/11 type attack or something like that, we got to send our troops out. People going to have a bad taste in their mouth already. And then we're going to need volunteers. And you seen what was happening during the Iraq war, that backdoor draft where they did the stop-loss thing? That was a backdoor draft. You see how unhappy people were? They got 3 months left in country, then find out they got another year. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been stop-lossed. What do you think is going to happen if, even with all the stop-loss stuff, we still don't have the numbers? They coming for you. You're going to get a text or something, probably get a mass text, probably get something in the mail to come on in, And eventually, it'd be like, oh, I'm doing drugs. People used to do a lot of things, to try to get out of it, try to say they got flat feet or anything like that. It'll get to the point where, hey, they don't even care. Can you pull a trigger? Can you function well enough? All right, good enough. You win. You know what I mean? And you don't want your ranks filled with a bunch of disgruntled people who've been drafted who don't want to be there, because they ain't going to fight right. They ain't going to follow orders right. They might hurt themselves or somebody else, and just completely lose it. And these are things we need to look to in the near future, and distant future. Probably more near than we think. We need it, man. We need it. And that's it on that. I can keep going and just talking to them blue in the face about it, but I wanted to keep it straight, bare bones and dry of why we need our volunteers in spite of the things that are wrong in this nation. This is why. We have to have a military. That's the only reason why anything else works when we go to these talks and things like that. It's because a lot of other nations know that we have a military, the muscle, you know what I'm saying, to be able to enforce something should we put it in place, you know, and we're getting pulled back from that. For the longest time, we were tied to Taiwan, all right? China been wanting Taiwan back into the fold. You know what I mean? Taiwan is more, you know, they're democratic, they're more Western, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of operate on their own. They're still under China's thumb. And if they want to, legally, China can take them and we can't do anything about it. But we also, you know, they're waving American flags over there. Hell, they're making them over there too. You know, they all about it, you know, and they're about what's the you know, the idea of America and what it represents, you know, and they want that. They like that, you know. So if they were to, you know, if we're saying now that, oh, we're not going to help, then damn, what's going to happen? What happens when North Korea wants to reunify South Korea and they make a move? They already got their guns sighted in, you know, got the place zero, you know, so they can start launching shells over into Seoul or whatever. You know what I mean? We don't have enough volunteers. What you think's gonna happen? A war is gonna be fought. You know, if you think just because, oh, we don't have the numbers, no, they gonna fight. You know, just like my man Biden, he you know, he slipped up and said how low we were on ammunition as far as our bombs and missiles and stuff. We're giving stuff to Ukraine and helping them fight. You know, proxy war with Russia. You know, but you just told everybody, yeah, we're running out. You know, who's manufacturing this stuff? We need to stop manufacturing stuff overseas so much. We too dependent. This is what globalization has done. We can't take an isolationist stance and just mind our business. And quite frankly, I don't want us to, because I don't trust another nation like China or something. I don't trust what they want to do. You know, they probably just want to, you know, quietly, you know, live their life and this and that. But no. I'm sorry. On this planet, you know, on the devil's playground, is always, you know, a less than honorable motive for wanting to have that top spot, you know. And they're tied to us well. You know, we keep talking about, oh, well, you know, yeah, they make all the medicines. They got the rare earth minerals and all these different things that we need. So we have to have a soft approach with them. We have to negotiate and get to the table more. You know, you can't just come in and just gangster somebody's stuff. You know what I mean? But that's what, you know, that's what people like to, you know, they had a wrong idea about things like we just take whatever. It's like, no. But, you know, still right now, we're still good. We're okay. You know, I'm talking about 5 to 10 years from now. You know what I mean? More and more people are going to be retiring out of uniform. We're going to need people to replenish it. And I mean, hell, y'all see how that is with the police, you know? Either they retiring early or they just throwing away their pensions and quitting. You know, some have off themselves, and some of them, they still on the force. But guess what? You know, nobody cares. Nobody respects them. You know, they're getting crap all day long. You know, being called racist, being called this. You know, being disrespected by the kids and stuff, and their bosses. They're playing politics, and so they hindering their jobs. You know, they're basically tying a hand behind their back and telling them to, you know, keep juggling. You know what I mean? And then they might tie the other hand and be like, juggle. Anyway, it's impossible. So what do? Oh, well, I'll wait till they get done shooting. Ain't enough of us, no way. Imagine, and that's your police in a city, you know, and you see how bad it is. You can't get people, you know, you can't get the responses as fast because there ain't enough of them. They're getting pulled all over the place. Imagine a nation's military, bro, and there's conflicts all, you know, in different spots, and we don't have enough people. What do you think's gonna happen? You know, and they will fight to the very last, but what do you think's gonna happen? We done. You know, that's just how important having a strong staffed or overstaffed. I prefer overstaffed than understaffed military. You understand? You know, they want to do everything streamlined. We can't rely on technology alone. We need human beings still to this day. You know, it ain't just about pushing buttons and drones and all this stuff, man. You still need boots on the ground. And who fill in those boots is very concerning to me, because y'all don't want to have a whole damn brigade of woke service members who really don't give a damn about America. Hell, they'll go and give secrets away or something like that, thinking they're doing something, throwing a tantrum. So it is what it is, man. That's all I got to say about that, man. I appreciate y'all stopping in. Pornstar J, y'all, Saru. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe this. NC, Sparks Visuals, Sharpshooter Judah, Rebecca. And that's it, man. All right, I appreciate it. Y'all stay blessed. Be safe. I'm out.